Hello, I'm Omid Jalili. This is Please Tell Me a Story, the game where storytelling goes wrong. In this season, I'm joined by Felicity Ward, Nabil Abdul Rashid, Helen Bauer, Meghan Janye Crabbe, and Mark Thomas. Hi, gang.
Hello.
Each week, one of us tells a story. Then we tell it to each other again and again and again, and all from memory. No pressure, guys.
And,
You sound like you're making this up on the spot, like as we go, like you've never heard a story before.
There's a guy who works at the arcade. Gripper?
Don't ask me.
So, taking her place in the big blue storytelling chair this week is Meghan Janye Crabbe. Meghan, can you give us a flavour of your story? And who would play the main characters if this was a Hollywood blockbuster?
I'm going to be modest and say that I would be played by Beyonce.
Nice.
Wow.
Obviously.
Yes.
Bit hurt that I haven't been considered, but yeah, okay.
Slightly just the wrong skin tone.
Hey, that's gonna be
But blind cut. Again, we're slightly off here, you know. So I'm going to say Beyonce and maybe Hugh Grant as well.
Okay, Beyonce
Wow.
and Hugh Grant.
Nice.
Okay.
Yes,
Nice.
with lots of CGI.
With Nabil Abdul Rashid as Beyonce's body double.
and probably double her body, to be fair.
Okay, great. So, remember, if you're listening to the show, you can also watch us by searching for Please Tell Me a Story on YouTube. So, Meghan, get yourself ready. I'll be back at the end to hear the story. I can't wait to hear it. Let's go.
Please tell me a story.
Let's go indeed. Meghan has taken her place in the big blue storytelling chair, and in comes Nabil to hear her story first.
Meghan, please tell me a story.
I would love to, Nabil. It was the summer of 2002, and Avril Lavigne was taking the world by storm. I lived in a small seaside town that smelled of chip shop vinegar and gentle xenophobia.
Woohoo! I love it.
We love it! One afternoon, I'd just finished practicing my bedroom performance of Skater Boy. When I felt the flashing lights and the fried donut smell of the pier start to call me. I made my way there, change rattling in my combat trousers, and my loosely tied tie swinging from side to side. I said hello to Knuckles, the owner of the arcade, as I went in, and I followed the music, leading me towards the back of the arcade. It was then that I saw her, a brand new Dance Dance Revolution arcade game. Could I? I'd seen people on dance machines in other arcades, but I'd never had a go myself. I stepped into the middle of the 4 glowing arrows, put my 50p in the slot, and chose a song called Paranoia. On the final click, my finger slipped. I'd accidentally chosen expert level. My eyes glazed over with panic, and everything faded to black. When I came to, I was sweating, I was out of breath, still standing in the middle of the arrows, with Knuckles, the arcade owner, hovering next to me with his mouth gaping open. "How did you do that?" he said, shaking his beard in disbelief. Do what? Faint? I followed his eyeline to the game screen where I saw 100%. I had hit every step.
Is Nabil actually listening?
Just then,
I was a young lady doing the Dance Dance Revolution too just now. I was there with you.
you're in it.
I don't know, man. It's amazing. It feels like I grew up with you. Is this what it feels like when doves cry? Maybe I'm just like my... Sorry. Sorry.
You wouldn't have survived in that town, babe. You know, the xenophobia.
I fight real good.
Okay.
I fight real good.
I'd hit every step. Just then, a panel next to the screen of the machine suddenly lifted and a smoke-filled tunnel revealed itself. "Knuckles," I said. "What's going on?" fumbling with my checkerboard wristbands. My name's Steve," I heard Knuckles say, as I started walking towards the purple light of the entrance. Just before the point of no return, I felt a buzzing around my ears. And I tried to shake off whatever insect had come in. "Oi, we're trying to help you," a Yorkshire accent boomed. I looked down to see tiny
I
spice...
just want to ask, did you take drugs as a 10-year-old? Did you take drugs? You can tell me. I won't tell anybody. Did you take drugs?
Nabil, it's a very personal question.
I mean, this is a very personal story. So
A tiny Spice Girl Mel B from the Viva Forever music video. Viva Forever, I'll be waiting, you know? And there's the tiny fairies of the Spice Girls.
yes, I remember.
There we go. That's an important detail. Tiny fairy Mel B was trying to pull me back by my tie so I couldn't enter the portal. We fell with a crash to the floor and the door to the portal slammed. We couldn't let you leave, said fairy Emma Bunton. With moves like that, we need you to come and teach Victoria how to dance. Well, I said, I probably need to talk to my mum about it. Don't worry about that, said tiny fairy Jerry, holding up some kind of contract in front of my face. She's already signed the adoption papers. You're going to be a Spice baby. A pen appeared in my hands, and I was ready to sign my fate away in the name of girl power, when a familiar ringing started breaking my concentration. Knuckles, can you turn that sound off? I said, squeezing my eyes tightly shut. My name's Steve. Do 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 do. My eyes popped open to my lilac bedroom. I could hear my mum tidying downstairs and my sister playing Wannabe in her room next door. I got up, put on my combat trousers and my stripy tie, grabbed some change, and headed out to the arcade. And that's exactly how it went.
A fever dream. That's what this was. A goddamn fever dream. Well, was this a warning against the evils of solvent abuse? Listen.
Yes, dear, the dangers of solvent abuse involve headaches, telling mad stories, and becoming a disembodied voice on a podcast. Let's see how Nabil fares as he tells the story to Felicity. Speaking of solvent abuse,
Nabil, please tell me a story.
Sure, this is Meghan's story as told by me. So it was the summer of 2002.
Mm-hmm.
And Avril Lavigne, was taking over the world with her sound. And, it was the summer, and I was a young girl, living in this little old town that smelled of the pier, the sea, and good old-fashioned xenophobia. Xenophobia, the good old days. There wasn't much to do, but one thing I enjoyed doing was going to the arcade.
Did you say what town it was? You just said this town.
Yeah, let's just call it Goat Shaggistan.
Goat Shaggis, got it. Is that with a US at the end? Goat Shaggis? Scottish.
Yeah. So,
hello to our listeners in Goat Shaggis, Scotland.
You want to grow up to be a Spice baby. And,
You sound like you're making this up on the spot, like as we go, like you've never heard a story before.
It's not my fault that you listen. He said I was going to be a Spice baby. I was finally going to get to spice up my life.
Mm-hmm.
Slam it to the left, finish the story. Shake it to the right, finish the story.
It was all a dream. So I get up and I put on my baggy pants and my tie and I head down to the arcade. And that is exactly how it goes.
I don't doubt that for a second.
Nabil vacates the chair. Felicity takes her place and tells the story to Mark.
Okay. The year was 2002. It was the height of Avril Lavigne, and I think her big hit was either Skater Boy or It's Complicated. But a lot of her music sounded like this. I was a 10-year-old girl. I was from a small beach town, and it smelt like racism and disappointment. And when I asked, the town I got told was Goat Shaggers. I don't know if that is a town in the UK, but I've seen a lot of towns, and so that could. There's a town called Overwallop in the
think
UK.
it could be in Norfolk.
I think it is in Norfolk, yes, yeah. It's an old
It's
name.
near Great Yarmouth.
It is, goat shaggers. What I love to do in this small beach town is the only thing that I could do to express myself and have fun. I would head to the arcade. So because it's 2002, I put on my massive baggy pants, I put on a
Right.
vest, I put on a tie,
Yeah.
but no collar, which was the style of the time.
No, I get that.
We all remember that. I found it very upsetting at the time. To be
I remember
honest.
young people wearing that.
You remember young people wearing that, do you?
I do. I do.
So,
I wouldn't do it myself, like, you know.
no.
But,
Well, now you're doing collar, no tie, as opposed to
No, exactly.
tie, no collar.
Exactly.
Exactly. You just move from accent to accent, don't you?
well, that's very true,
Some-
actually, Felicity.
Yeah,
it's
is
very
it?
true.
You know what I could do? I could just do this whole. I could just do the whole thing in a northern accent just to throw you off.
Oh,
Couldn't I?
I'd love that. Would you
All right,
mind?
yeah, no, you know
All right,
what?
I'll tell you what, let's put it northern. Let's have
You
a little
know
bit
what?
camp.
A little-
Let's have a little bit of camp.
I'm not trying to be camp. That's just how it comes out for me. All right, so we're in this
She
small.
said.
Innit?
Innit?
So we're at this small beach town. I head down to the arcade. Right now, usually they've got like Tekken, which I cannot. Oh, that's
Our
the-
now northern 10-year-old girl has headed down to the arcade. She looks upon the dance machine, gets 100% and meets the Fairy Spice
I
Girls.
don't know that. So they're all Tinkerbells and they're singing Viva Forever. And one of their bigger hits, I don't know if you've heard of the Spice Girls, Mark. You're a certain age.
I am of a certain age.
And then they're like, oh, you should come with us. So they're like they're like Tinkerbell angels of death. And they're like, come with us and be a spice. And they're like,
Death Spice.
They're death. I feel like I'm going off the road here.
But I mean, basically, you've got Hunger Spice, Famine Spice,
Yeah.
Plague Spice,
Locust spice,
War Spice.
acid rain spice. And they're like, come with us. And
The 5 spices of the apocalypse.
that's right. And
Which actually are cumin, coriander,
Yeah.
nutmeg.
turmeric, which has a secret R in it. I always thought it was turmeric. It's turmeric. You know that?
I did not know that.
And cardamom ends with an M, not an N. It's not cardamom. It's cardamom. Look, it wasn't
That's
funny,
just-
but we did
that's
learn
just
something.
sloppy lips, is that?
And so the Spice Girls say, come with us to death and we will reign supreme in our terror. And I say, well, I'm only 10, so I need my mum's permission.
Whoa, this
And
has
then
got
I start
sinister.
hearing
Let's hear the
a
ending.
noise. It's like open my eyes. And I see my mum hoovering. I see Steve, who was not explained. Steve is a stepdad? Don't know. Steve was there. And actually, I'd just fallen asleep. And it was a mid-afternoon dream. And that is the story.
Thank you ever so much for
I'm
that.
so sorry.
Top work from Felicity and great dedication to the accent. Helen now enters to hear Mark's version of the story.
Okay. Oh, he's in a memory palace. I'll let you focus. She did not come out looking. She was like, okay, right.
I think it's really a memory squat.
Shit. Mark, baby, please tell me a story.
This is Meghan's story as told to Nabil, who then told Felicity, who then told me. And this is how it goes. I'm 10.
You're 10. That's your starting line. I'm 10.
No, that's just my sign.
Okay.
I'm 10 and I am I was brought up in a seaside town. It's basically chill winds coming in off the sea and racist commentary from pensioners who should have died.
Southwold, I'm assuming.
No, Southwold's far more sort of posh, isn't
Oh.
it? This is sort of like Southwold, Suffolk. This is Norfolk.
Oh,
This is
East
kind of-
Anglia.
yeah, this is
Right.
East Anglia.
Nice,
So
nice.
it's probably normal for Norfolk. What are you doing burying a body? Normal for Norfolk. So the thing is, the one of the big highlights for me
Mm-hmm.
was a new arcade game. There's an arcade which is the coolest place to go, and because it's also where I listen to Avril Lavigne, and
And what's your favourite Avril Lavigne song?
I am a skater boy. Caesar was a skater. He was a skater boy. See you later, boy. I'm up quite later, boy. I'm a tea breaker boy.
You'd be surprised at how much of that was actually close. Like, that was good. Okay, Avril Lavigne stuff. Great.
This is, by the way, is 2000, and there is and the new game is the dance game.
The dance mat
Flashy
games.
floor.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And so you do that, and then you do this, and then you boom, right? So there's lots of that, and right, and you do all of that kind of stuff.
It's just so weird because you're telling it like it's you.
Well,
really? Okay, yeah, go on.
I'm just internalising.
No, I
for
know,
God's
I get it,
sake.
and I respect it
And,
100%. Yeah, yeah.
Then,
Mark's gone method. Here we are in the arcade.
but here's the thing. There's a guy who works at the arcade. Gripper?
Don't ask me.
Gripper?
Gripper.
A kindly man.
Okay. I like the sound of Gripper already.
A kindly man with a wizardy beard.
Okay.
And he comes along and he looks like someone off of a Yes album cover.
What's
Which
a
is
Yes
as
album?
an old prog rock band, you know, when they sort of in the 70s, where they would have album covers which were flying elephants over lakes and mangrove
Crazy
swamps.
that you know that, seeing as you were 10 in 2000.
I just read a lot.
Yeah.
And what happened was the Gripper is looking over me because there's blood everywhere. There's blood
Oh, shit.
all over the place. And it's a proper injury. And Gripper goes, and I'm going, oh my God, what's happened? And Gripper goes, don't worry, you've won. The game opens, it splits asunder. And ice comes out of it, and there's a light.
Ice comes out of
Yeah,
it?
dry ice.
Oh my God, okay,
not
right,
not
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of tick, 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 tick,
Yeah, no, it's worth
Not kind
checking.
of something in here, darling. Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, just freshen the glass. No, it's right.
Smoke.
And
Yeah.
smoke. Smoke and light come out of it, and there's a big stairwell, like this angelic stairwell, and there's this music coming out, this kind of angelic Avril Lavigne that's happening.
Oh, what's the Angelic Avril Lavigne song? Which one?
Angels
In the stairs.
in the game on the stairs.
That was like track 4.
She
Let
was
Go.
an
Yeah.
angel boy. See you at an angle boy. She said, yeah, I'm a bus and I got wings.
You're
And
so down with it.
I know.
For all I know, that could be a real Avril Lavigne song. Anyway, 10-year-old girl Mark is now in Gripper's arms and...
He puts me down and I hear this noise. And I open my eyes and it's my mum hoovering. I'd been asleep and I had had a dream.
Are you joking?
No,
That's the...
that's roughly the story.
Well, yeah, it had to be an approximation given the singing.
It's pretty much word for word.
Thank you for telling me that.
Mark now exits and leaves Helen to process what she's just heard.
What a mad story. Is that genuinely the ending? It was all a dream? Crazy stuff. Okay, interesting.
And now it's time for Omid to hear the story for the first time.
So, Helen, please tell me a story.
Of course. This is Meghan's story that she told Nabil, and then Nabil told Felicity, and then Felicity told Mark, and then Mark told me something.
Right, okay.
I'm not going to say Mark told me a great story. Okay, strap in. Number one thing you should know before I forget this, the Spice Girls are fucked up and they want everyone dead. Just remember that because I might forget it, okay?
Okay.
Spice Girls, bad crones.
All right.
Okay. Oh, my name's Meghan and I'm 10 years old and I live by the seaside in Norfolk, but not posh Norfolk, gross Norfolk. You know, the sort of place where it's like, give me 6, not give me 5. There's something going on there. And oh my God, like the only thing in my life is Avril Lavigne. I fucking love Avril Lavigne. But wait, my life just got better because an arcade a new arcade has opened and it's got all the classics, right? You've got kung fu games, you've got duck shooting games, you've got Pac-Man, you've got Ms. Pac-Man for the feminists. It's going incredible. But then the dance mat revolution arrives. The ultimate game. You get to dance on it, you got to stomp on the stomps when it tells you to stomp. And Meghan gets on. She's playing it and she is crushing the game.
I've just missed this. Sorry, this is in Norfolk.
How have you not understood this?
No,
This
but
is so clever.
but she's in an arcade. Did you say
An arcade, yeah.
She's in an arcade and she's playing a what game?
Like a dance mat game. You never played a dance mat game?
Dance mat game.
When you're on a mat and there's got an arrow forward, arrow back, and an
Yeah.
arrow to either side, and you
Okay.
stomp along at the same
Got it.
time.
Okay, so Meghan's got on the dance mat.
Meghan's on the dance mat. She's literally crushing it. It's going really well.
Doesn't really sound like Omid's got it, does it? Let's see how he handles the Spice Girls.
And then the other Spice Girls come. Mel B, Mel C, Jerry, the crew, and Posh Spice, obviously, but she's like hanging in the back. She's already starting to like work on Beckham as far as like an actual fashion brand. It's the whole thing. As she's talking with the Spice Girls, they start turning into these fucking witch crones who are like, come with us. Come with us. And she's like, what the fuck's this? And then I'm going to level with you, Omid. I think I stopped listening.
You tuned out.
I think I did. I can't remember what happened. The Spice Girls, the Spice Girls, and then she went, oh, I fucking know. And then Gripper starts going, Meghan,
Okay,
Meghan,
Gripper's
Meghan,
back,
Meghan, Meghan.
Cool, the wheels nearly came off there. How's Omid going to take the "it was all a dream" bombshell?
And then she wakes up on her mum's sofa and it was all a dream.
Wow. Okay, great.
I'm really sorry that was so bad.
No, that makes sense. If it was a dream, yes.
Yeah, it was.
I thought somewhere along this is
I
either a
know.
hallucination or
Yeah.
a bad trip, but it's actually a dream.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was a dream, and that's exactly how it goes. That is it. That's exactly
Thank
how
you.
it goes.
Thank you,
You're
Helen.
welcome. No, thank you.
Thank you both. Our story is pretty much still intact, despite the Spice Girls turning into witch crones. Omid now tells the story back to Meghan.
Omid, please tell me my story.
Well, this is the story I heard after you told it to Nabil, who told it to Felicity, who told it to Mark, who then told Helen, who told me. So before we start, it's important to say, from what I understand, that the Spice Girls are the essence of all evil. That has to be said from the very, very start, before we even
Okay.
start. We're at an arcade, and you love going arcades. You love all kinds of slot machines. You have a gambling problem.
Oh, okay.
But then you find there's a dance mat, and you go on the dance mat, and you are the dance mat queen. And you go on and you're smashing it. You're doing really, really well. There are people watching you. There are people cheering for you. Somehow along the way, you get lightheaded and you collapse. You have some kind of fainting experience, an episode you have, and you're knocked out. And then there's a guy called Gripper, who later on we know is called Steve, who has a beard. Gripper seems to be working there, and he runs to rush to your rescue. But before anything happens, the ground from under you and something opens up, and there's a staircase going down, and up from the staircase comes the Spice Girls. So it's Emma Bunton you see first, then you see Scary Spice, you see Jerry, and also Victoria kind of in the background already trying to detach and be in brand Beckham.
You've missed one.
Yes, sorry, there's and Sporty Spice.
There we go.
Sporty Spice is all there, headed by Baby Spice, Emma Bunton. They all come up, but remarkably, even though this happens, you have won. You have won. Sorry, you've won, and that's what happened. I forgot to say, you win, and then the staircase comes up, and everyone is there, and then Gripper comes back and says, "Wake up, wake up." And you say, "Hello, Gripper." And he goes, "Actually, my name's Steve." And then you do wake up, and you wake up on your mother's sofa, and it's all been a dream.
Na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
That's what I heard. And does that bear any resemblance to the original story?
You know what? It's not far off.
Oh, really? Okay, good.
Not far off. Well done, gang. Gold stars for you all. Meghan now retells the original story to the whole group. Is everyone ready?
Going on the Sound of Music tour.
Of course you
My
are.
birthday.
Amazing.
But Omid's done it before.
More surprising.
It's incredible.
Good film.
More surprising.
I'm going to send you so many videos.
I
You're
will
going to
love
love it.
I will love it.
Not sure I believe him. Here's how the story went down.
Meghan, please tell us a story.
Gladly. It was the summer of 2002, and Avril Lavigne was taking the world by storm. I lived in a small seaside town that smelled of chip shop vinegar and gentle xenophobia.
Did you say genital?
Who? What?
What did you say?
you
Genital.
leave Oliver
Genital
Reed?
It was
vinegar.
definitely genital xenophobia.
It smelled of genital xenophobia.
The worst kind.
That's a new
That is-
fragrance
it
by
takes-
Givenchy.
It takes ages for that to clear up.
I'm sorry, I can't touch that penis. It's racist. I will not.
The Nazi penis.
The Nazi penis.
Carry on.
Leave my dad alone.
It's always erect.
How big is it? 9 inches.
Keep going, Meghan. We're with
Moving
you.
on. While looking for ways to spend my 6-week summer holiday, I often found myself wandering down to the local arcades. Anyone get that noise?
Nope.
I said hello to Knuckles, the owner of the arcade, as I went in.
Okay.
Knuckles. Gripper was...
We thought Gripper.
Yeah, I got told Gripper.
I couldn't. Yeah.
It's
No, that was
not
me.
right.
Who did
It's
Gripper?
kind of right, isn't it?
that you, Mark?
Knuckles, that's
Yeah,
interchangeable.
Gripper.
Yeah, it was in the ballpark.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's violent.
Was Norfolk mentioned at all? Have you mentioned Norfolk? Was
Not
it
at all.
said?
Not
There you go.
once.
I don't know where you got Norfolk.
Well, I know where I got it from. Look
Norfolk.
at your fucking mate.
No, but I got it from you.
No, I just said it was called goat shaggers. I
Anyway,
did not.
No,
that's
Norfolk
been cleared
wasn't
up.
there. There's
Carry
no
on.
Norfolk.
There's no Norfolk.
Where is it?
Was it set
It doesn't
anywhere?
say.
It doesn't say.
Okay.
No
Norfolk.
region was mentioned in the telling of this story, so go on.
And I knew it was a sign. I stepped into the middle of the 4 glowing arrows, put my 50p in the slot, and I chose a song called Paranoia. But on the final click, my finger slipped. I had accidentally selected expert level.
No! Why did I not get this? This is good
I
stuff.
didn't get expert level.
Raise your voice to me one more time, sunshine.
Right, that's it.
It's all kicking off in here. It's kicking off.
We couldn't let you leave, said Fairy Emma Bunton. With moves like that, we need you to come and teach Victoria how to dance.
Fucking that. Sorry, that took a turn. I
That's a
didn't get
big
that
one.
information,
Whoa,
but that
that
was
is
really
throwing
fucking
some
nasty.
shade.
And that's exactly how it went.
Wow.
That
That
was
is
really
very
good.
good.
That was really good. I really want you
Wow.
to listen back to this and hear what I heard.
And the moral of the story is, never eat any Wensleydale cheese before you go to bed. Next time, it's Helen Bauer in the big blue storytelling chair, where she's going to tell us a story about an unfortunate incident at school. Goodbye.
Please tell me a story.